Shubor nakaslem jong nongsan Hima.
We spent, I think, more than maybe, So this represents also a very rich.
Ka Skulbah North Eastern Hills University minta ka kenti kala Ïatreilang bat ka Skulbah na po Melbourne, Australia nagabenta ka British Library Endangered Archives Program BLEEP. Ka thong jong ka program ka longban penmi perthei ka Khana jong ki artali ki thanya po ka jilla hagrukom jong ki dur baladeption bat lumthum. Kendiat syapang ka BLEEP project kadai kabala khmi ka British Library bat kabala yarap ban bay Pynsah ka Arcadia kabadan nya ka thong ban Pynneh Pynsah i ki riti ki dostur ki badan ha ka perthai baro ka wei ye ka program la penlong menta ka sngi ka pratari unai weng arajar arpulai ha Tango Hall jong ka Vivanta Hotel na ka benta banya kren bat ki break bedan benta ha ka be day bat kini ka project Uba Desmond Karmau Plang ubalong ru professor jong ka Skulbah Nehu haringkat u professor jong ka subject history na po ka University of Melbourne u Andrew J kibalong kinong sandor ye ka program kila batay malumala halor ki jingthmu bat jingya kren kibala dem nakaliang professor mi habaya kren bat kilat pathai khubor laong magani ka project kadai ka bala sedang na do usnem arjar khat khandai bat ha ki sausnem bala dem layale manwat iki Tiar Tynrai ki jingtho ki dur bat ki wei ni ka benta ban Pynneh Pynsah yaki badadin bala yo yaki ni ansa pen inam bat penyo ru lingba ka British Library Endangered Archives ka Nehu bat ka University of Melbourne nakaliang ba kharmau plang pat ulaong bah ka bay day bat ka ni kila penlong ye ka jing pen sngopai ba Naga jing temu ban pentip sikipat ba kibala senyang show sup utiar lingba ki tiar barim bapher kibala pendon kam kum shibenta ban Pynneh Pynsah ye ka jingya day bat ka jing sngokia jong ki artali ki Skulbah bat ka British Library kabadan ha London.
We've been doing for a number of years now that we started in 2019 and it was a project funded by the British Library Endangered Archives program, which is a significant program that invests in endangered cultural materials around the world, funded by the Arcadia Trust. So since 2019, we have been looking around the region for cultural material, endangered documents, newspapers, letters, maps, photographs and so on, in order to digitise them and preserve them and make them available through the British Library Endangered Archives website and through Nehu and the University of Melbourne. Language, as we know, is the most important thing about any group's cultural identity, and when language is endangered, the very identity of people is endangered. And of course we know that language is preserved in different ways. It's preserved sometimes in written documents but also through oral culture. And a lot of the oral traditions and stories are threatened and being lost if not enough people are speaking those languages, if not enough recognition is given to languages. So language diversity is at the heart of cultural richness and identity in any region, but certainly in this region. Well, I think through recognition, through education is important. So formal structures and ways in which language can be taught and preserved. Oral cultures, of course, can be recorded and preserved in that way. But I think the fundamental thing is recognition. Our project was not an oral history project. It was a project to digitise existing archival material and also some folklore and oral recordings that have already been made. So some of these important interviews and recordings that had been made in the 1990s were endangered and contain material that often is no longer practiced, is lost, and so to digitise those was critically important and I think assists in that project of language preservation because making these materials secure and available is part of the kind of health of a language. So our role was not a broader project on recording and other interventions into language health, if you like, but to digitise existing materials.
Kapamut British Library Endangered Archive Program. Mo, kami ke projek kali ini nakajing terwa jong British Library. Syaklen ka pertai hakaba kidon kum kini ki material ki belong endangered dan ki bodon hakajing ma bakin jat, hakajing ma bakin jot. Hakajing ma bikin do. Nek, let's say kum ki kot, let's say kum ki photographs ki dur, let's say kum ki jahan ki nab, ki bodon kata ka cultural value. Te marsin ya gane yajing terwajung British Library Professor Andrew May bodai na po University of Melbourne, but na ni apply siya British Library ba ni don kami ya gani funding kana ni don ga jimot pengin digitize ya kini ki material ki babun ki bodon hanya po rikasi janti ajune ki bala se ki bodon kum hakata ka apot hakaba kila banja kila bendu kila ban snew but kila ban syak bam kenyang te ni donbok pengin yo ya kini ka funding but markum tahi i pentreka me gini project lengba ka North Eastern Hill University Shillong but ka University of Melbourne Australia te lengba gini project ngilala ban document ngilala ban digitize bun ba ki spa material keba ni don hayeng ki bodon hayeng breu ki bodon ha ki shau ki bodon ha ki institutions but kun ta terte pata ni don kam satu ba ki por ba ki material mo ki por ba te ka por ka bangiyo banle kani ka project ro la sha kta lo ha ka COVID-19 bangiyo ya kani ka project house na min arajal khat kandai te tu preno COVID te kumba prab nai e nishlam la bentra ka me project te Tynrai hadin dala astang jinsur ki jing perking jo sarkar ni lastang ban yo ban ya lecturer missioneng te kan habangi osmo bagidon kum kita ki material ki belong rich ki spa ba shisha jongka menor shatangi lai te kumuncho anu kusa ni led chapo Hima sobar mo hakaba kidon ki documents kidon ki god ki sla ki bodon kam hadu kata mo ki bodon kata ka historical cultural value ki ba heba kongsan te yikine ber khoi ngilayo ban lum ban lang ban digitize ki phi yakini ki material nyimra mo ndre ni bo be hato hi ban ki try you should digitize ki kata mut dekabor ka so jong ka computer dekabor ka so jong ka camera ka bangi ngilayo ban thi lang ba ka ni project ni shonduri ta ki aka but ni maintain ban ni yaki digital lane yaki electronic copies ti yaki tu kita ni ai yaki ni electronic copies ki digital copies but kita hi badan tu kibo kan ni kita ki original kita ki ba judon hapding joki ti hakani kedur nilai keleng nilai sport natiang ru berniyo ya kata map mo kata map ko la rim ha ke bapeni pu sam jo ki la shoboiru kipun ki shoboiru ki la pun ba kini ki documentation ke bangi le yaki jingwai yaki jingput yaka mun nanta yaki jare jo kebagi penon kam ke por bosumar breu kini ditang ki nuksa ki baret hapo sar shilong ye don box sha ngaswo ba nilong sha ki ba krobok ba yo ya ki jingtho jo bomu so sa hakaba tho shau kun ju lengba ki shiti hakapor bo kun udang serve haktma ba hagitu kapor te yakani ga material ka family jo ikong alvarin ila spoon ai hangi daga jing spoon wani layo ban digitize boro but kalau jing so serong kum ga jam reu ba kani ga material mata kandon hak yang kasem juki kandon hak British Library but kandon ru apo University of Melbourne but apo Northwestern University tekani kalau ke background no boleh hani ngilala man peni ye perthai brok we chapang ki kam ki jong mulung so thai boleh we ni ki ru crowd joka jam re juni kani ka kam ta kaslang ha 2019 tang ba silong long ni pada ka kam ka bangi ni tre nga ko folklorist ngilatip bakidon ko gini material haki yang kisam juga beliau ni ngilatip ya kene bar nak kata kadang ni apply kena ro ya kene ka project ya ka funding begini yo kena begila ban digitize si komi kita shua bikin do but shua bikin sabe ke pengisang yang kong on a pilot project mo kum ke stang ni digitize ya kene ka kod ke bekerteng folk literature of Assam published by ka Guwahati University Tynrai husnam khaknai spasan punrio muta kai ke ba solongo kolomba wat hapo Guwahati University ro kimdon copy show igre ka rekani ka kot kadon mani ban yakani ka kot ngalap hakawi semdien hakawi ki ngashim ngashim no yakani ka kot nakata yeng bat ngara hakani ka project ban digitize muta na po Guwahati University ki pan kala pan nangi ya kene but ya kata kin sayo nomor ba ki digital copies gitu tekandi di tang ko wi luksa ko pedi ba kai kan ka kam ka bangile kalong shisha long ban Pynneh ban Pynsah ya ka jing start ka ba la don hakikot isla kai akapor bunyi khle gini ka file ni gila ba kidon kita ki shiti ki ba ki tho kini ki boleh cium benta hak thma ba baningkong but kita kini brio kini rangba po sobar mo kapuni kini ki shiti ki peni shai baki let cium benta hak thma hakini ki thma ba but ki survive tu ki yo bon mon phai shla snong shla thao but kai ka bakham long remarkable kadai ba ki thok la ba shiki bor sarkar hotu por mor kadai bor sarkar ba recruit kumi ki laborers ru ki bale shimbata khasi labor ki ban don bata khasi labor ko ki thok la shiki ni authorities ba ki pni ba ki pen pau ba kadon ka jing siu ka ba ki kimpot yo pura kadon jing siu ka ba kimpot yo lut ba sarkar kampot pendap tekani kapuni ba ki priujung yang buat aku por ki don ya kata consciousness lene kata awareness long ba ki dang tip ya kai ba long due ya ki ba ki pan ya kata ya ka hok chung ki ti ba ki bon kum ki ni ki sti ki ba don ke banging la ba po so bar ba yini bro ko ni la digitize ki ya ki jing ruai ki jing pot ki jing tam tingim long ki bala bu ha jing tho kum ya kata te ngim pat lam ko mo ngim pat lam tambalong menta kum chu ai nuksano menta kum ya ki recording jong ki power ye kita tingi ngila digitize nomor kani ka kam ka banga yo ban le haus nam khnai spa khnai pusang ha ka por banga yo ban record ya ka ching power ju ba age sing bo phang reweling no power basta ba but kai ka belong kai belong remarkable kalong ba diu nong thang ranga mo hakoi ka snow hakoi ka khlau betam hakoi ka khlau but hang tang ye kundu but yo ban record igini ki ching power jung baru power boroisni rangkat ba tre mo te hadin kat no post nam show ba ngayo so pada ba pli la klar don show bat ke chingyap ju kolong uyap maroi sa ta sa ka tre ju te ndrei ka jingrwa ju pada ki power ju pada kine bata haki record chumi haka digital format but yekini ki performance ju yekini ki jingrwa ju mata ki curricular laban access lengba ka British Library lane lengba ka Paradisek de shibenta jungka Melbourne University ti kani ke mangila la ban Pynneh Pynsah ya ki mati jung ni o ramba ni matangi la pois ka ba kut jung ni project nomor ba ki project bro ki don ka time ka long time bound ka dong period te mentangin pun kut ya kini ban ni sedang yang pada segoi pada project ke ba ko mangala batai mene ki khot ka sedat mo ka Shillong Digital Archive Directory ti kataru kadega sponsorship ka bangia ana ka Department of Education juga Sarkar Government of Australia tingin beteng pada ya kata hanta ke but hangni ro hagani ka project do ni yo ya kalat bagalenti kenang bangin digitize show kambon ban ki material ke bangi ni yo tamakani pada kan kamlong ka focus jong kani pada kadega Shillong bo kino ki dur kino ki jingle ki jintu khana ki jingkan mau spang ka Shillong kin don hagani ka project kani ka start